We know he has to run through us. Then we just break back to the ball explosively. I mean, if the ball is any lower, that's a pick. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where is the flag? Oh, my God. All right, man, we back with the Senior Bowl wide receiver DB one-on-ones. We looked at the national team earlier. We're going to look at the American team right now. Hey, there were some good reps before. There were some bad reps. But at the end of the day, we can use this to get better. So if you're a high school guy going to camps later on this spring, this summer, hey, man, watch stuff like this. Learn how you can use it to improve your craft. All right, here it is. A good job. Good job being physical, staying square, not crossing over. Hey, this receiver right here, he's like 6'7". You know, it's going to be hard to... He's going to be able to box you out, right? So, it's going to be a tough play, but at the end of the day, I mean, let's look at where he caught that ball. Like, line of scrimmage right here. It's a 6-yard catch, right? So, you tackle the ball right here, 6 yards. Just move on to the next play. It is what it is, you know? It's a pretty good rep right here. Like these over routes, these dig routes, they're just like, they're going to be always difficult to cover in one-on-ones, especially when you're playing outside leverage. You know, nice smooth control pedal right here. You see his outside leverage right here. It's just about, hey, break to the receiver's hip, eyes on the ball, right? Drive the man. Not a lot you can do there. Another one doesn't really... Yeah, we're not crossing over, but also we're just getting so much depth that we're not really affecting anything. So right here, we're just getting depth. We're getting depth. We're getting depth. We're getting depth. The receiver's understanding this. And here we do cross over, or not cross over, but we lock our hips this way, shoot the wrong hand. Since we got so much depth and we ain't really affect anything, now we're over the top. Now we got to get in recovery mode. But hey, that was a good recovery right there. I'll say that. You know, there are 3 parts to the route. There's the line of scrimmage, there's the stem, and then there's the catch point. So right here, line of scrimmage wasn't great. Hey, right here, don't panic, right? A lot of times you guys when you're training, I see a lot of young guys, they get to a point right here and they kind of like quit on the route. Hey, keep playing through, right? It's not over. Drive the receiver and complete. There's another one of those routes, like this little shake route, little jerk route, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's a pretty bullshit route for one-on-ones, but at the end of the day, you know, still a 5-6 yard catch. Not the biggest deal in the world. That one just, hey, eyes on the hip, you know, really got to drive the receiver there. I like this rep. I like this rep a lot. All right, so we do a pretty good job staying square here. Maybe crossover run a little bit early, but I like the tempo he has with the receiver, right? He understands that he's over the top, so he doesn't have to run full speed. He can be under control. Quarterback and receiver on the same page. End of the day, though, incomplete pass. Love to see those. He lost it at the last second. This is exactly what I mean by there are 3 components to the route, right? So right here, no line of scrimmage, but smooth pedal out. Great transition. We're chest to chest with the receiver. Now we just, you know, can't let him push us for the ball. Got to be a little more physical at the top than that. Like, there's a fine line between too physical and not physical enough. So right there, he was not physical enough. Receiver pushes off, catches the ball. All right, so like I always tell guys, you want to keep the same relationship with your feet, especially when you're moving back. If you're gonna motor back, this is why base gets tight, gets on his heels. You know, but we're not in terrible position. That's the thing. Like, we're not in. If you're bad at the line of scrimmage, doesn't mean you're gonna be in terrible position. It just means it's gonna be harder to get in that good position. But at the end of the day, you know, we're in a position where, okay, we're running with the receiver. This is what I was saying before, though. When you're over the top, you have to be real patient. You have to be real under control, because you're in a position where the receiver can throw you by and use your momentum against you. So right here, that's kind of what happens. Luckily, receiver slips. DB has a good break. Incomplete pass, nonetheless. All All right, it's a pretty good rep too. So we're outside leverage. We see the receiver doing all of this, all the dancing and stuff like that. I like how he just kind of calms his feet and stays in place, right? All right, we know you're not going downfield at this point, so we're not gonna move off our spot. We're not gonna keep getting depth. We're just gonna stay right here, wait for you to break. Receiver breaks, he's right there. You know, he was playing outside leverage, so if you're gonna play outside leverage, this is usually a ball. This is where you're weak at, right? You gotta understand, in every coverage, there's strengths, there's weaknesses. So outside leverage, inside underneath, that's gonna be a weakness. All right. Another one, we're just getting a lot of depth out of there, opening the gate, not really providing any disruption for the receiver, but we're in his hip. Like I said before, if you're not getting hands on the receiver, you're just turning this part right here into a track meet. Now, hey, bro, right here looks like he can fly. Gets his eyes back, makes a play on the ball. It's a great play, right? So I will say, the line of scrimmage, that's the part where if you're not good there, it's going to be more difficult. But, I mean, at the end of the day, the catch point is what matters. You can be great throughout the route, but if you're bad at the catch point and you give up the catch, all that other stuff doesn't really matter. So I will say, PBU, it's a good thing. Good rep. All right, the only thing I got to say on this one is the speed turn is got to be a little bit tighter. That's why I don't necessarily love it in situations like this where you have to go break more at this downhill angle. Like, if you're kind of going more vertical, I'm fine with it. But right here, the receiver's just running an out. You have to be able to speed. You have to be in your break, whether you speed turn, you flip your hips, you have to be able to go on this angle right here. Right here, he's going kind of on this angle and rounding it, and he's just not in position to make a play. All right, throw a little ghost jam, I call it, where you're just giving the receiver something to think about. You're not close enough to make contact with him, but you're just throwing a little jab, making the receiver think about something. Y'all see this position right here, right? How arm extended, where hips are facing this way, right? We don't have a base under us. So that's it's a real precarious position. All the receiver has to do is hit you with one of those throw bys around the slant. He's gonna be wide open. DB does a good job here getting out of his break. I will say that. He's playing over the top. When you're playing over the top like that too, like that's why I said super important. You're able to tempo yourself. You're able to play under control because you're at a real disadvantage if the receiver breaks. But hey, this is why I say burst back to the ball. Never know what happens. Incomplete pass. Okay, we got a little wheel route here. Yeah, I feel like wheel routes are the absolute worst thing in one-on-ones. But so right here, he's running the wheel route. All right, we're breaking to him. Okay, we see, his body posture showing he's probably not just running it out. He's wheeling it back up. For you high school guys, this situation right here, you're able to contact receivers down the field. So don't be afraid to make contact with them, right? You drive, you break to this hip, he starts cutting upfield. Yo, don't be afraid to just push him, especially if the ball's not in the air. But right here, he kind of overshoots a little bit. Does a good job speed turning, getting his eyes back to the receiver. In phase, eyes back for the ball, able to make a play. It's a good play. I don't know if he needed the speed turn there necessarily. This is one the receiver just does a real good job of using that arm as soon as he shoots it. That's good hands by the receiver. Right there, just run, tackle to catch. So I like the slingshot here. So you see he's this leverage right here, kind of slingshots himself to leverage in front of the receiver to he's not downfield anymore, or he's not on the upfield shoulder. The only thing is when you do that, you have to make sure you don't go too far and you become detached from the receiver. So you see how The receiver is kind of on this angle right here. This is the angle he has to be running at, or else he's going to be in a position where the quarterback can fit that ball in that window. This Phillips looks like kind of a burner, because right here, hey, I know this dude, pretty sure he's a burner. So right here, he's just turning this into a foot race, right? It's like, all right, we're just gonna both open up, sprint downfield. Now right here, this right arm, I don't know if y'all can see it, but this right arm being extended, all it's doing, like, it's not doing really anything to this receiver. All it's doing is slowing him down. So when you're running with the receiver, the opposite arm, like, never reach it across your body to try and make contact. All it's gonna do is lock your hips, slow you down. So you see the receiver ends up getting a little bit of late separation. Luckily, it's an overthrow, so not the end of the world. Did you catch that? Good catch, good catch. Hey man, receivers get paid just like us. All right, right here. Feet, both feet up in the air. We don't ever want to be in a position at DB where both feet are up in the air. If we're hopping, we're gonna get beat like 10 out of 10 times. Because it wasn't even, it's not like, you know, he didn't really open the gate. He created contact, but the fact his feet were up in the air, he can't redirect when the receiver goes out, and he, you know, he gets kind of off balance at the contact point there. So you really got to work, like, you know, 1 foot in the ground, 1 foot in the ground, kind of, I guess, like, kind of like an in-place motor when you're playing this catch technique. So that way you don't kind of hop and switch leverage like this, which once that happens, you see he's off balance, not able to break when the receiver breaks. It's a little bit behind. It's good. I like his drive back to the receiver here. So I think he can work a little bit harder to get more width and less depth once the receiver does declare. So the receiver does like kind of this hop off the line release. You don't have to get so much depth back, right? Understand that when he's hopping, when he's kind of hopping off the line, he's not going anywhere. So you can be patient and wait for him to like get to you and take the charge, and that'll help you stay lateral and get lateral when he goes on that little inside stem. So right here, receiver snaps it off. Hey, you got to get the hand down. Luckily, it's quick. It's a quick grab, but you want to ideally have it down at the waist. And then, yeah, just drive back to the ball. Try to make a play. All right, the issue here is, so I will say, if the receiver's going vertical, it doesn't matter which arm you shoot, as long as soon as he declares a side, you reset to the proper arm. But right here, the receiver picks a side. The receiver is clearly going to his right. Now, at this point, we have to shoot our left. We have to shoot our left hand. What that'll do is that'll help our body move this way. Once you shoot the right hand, you're locking this hip. Once you lock the hip, now you're in catch-up mode. I will say, though, he does a good job down the field. Good job down the field. Not really losing speed when he looks back for the ball. So there is this little bit of separation here. Ideally, you'd like to see him kind of lean on the receiver a little bit more. But it's still incomplete. Alright, so I hate this route. Right here, we're just getting going back too fast, right? Too fast, too far. So we're essentially backpedaling. We're not even motoring. This is just a back pedal. So if the receiver did continue on that drag, you know, we're really out of position. Luckily, he kind of runs this whip jerk route. Gives us time to get back in the hip. But, yeah, no, don't want to be getting that much depth at the line of scrimmage. This wasn't bad by the DB. You know, off coverage. I'll say I like the pedal. Nice and controlled. Maybe we could have a little bit more of a re-step. He feels like his cushion's being threatened. Transitions to that side run. Smooth transition. Receiver breaks down. I'll say I think we need to have a little bit tighter of a break. Be working. So you can kind of see he ends up on an angle here to the receiver's outside. He needs to be more on a direct downhill angle that is attacking the receiver's inside hip. So right here, it kind of ends up on the outside, allows the receiver to box. My coaching point would be maybe when we break here, be a little more defined, getting this right foot in the ground and breaking back at a sharper angle, not really grounding it as much. But at the end of the day, 5 yards, not a huge deal. I don't really see the beginning, but good recovery speed by the DB here. Yeah, I can't really see. Hey man, you're beat. You're in a position right here where there's this separation. Can't look back for the ball. Got to just dig, chase the hip. Once he does get back in phase, looks back for the ball. That's a really good job here. I better not see a flag because this was strapped. It's a great job holding the leverage here. Wait, what was that flag? Hold up. I guess they clocked him for a hold right there. I couldn't really see it. All right, so we're in our pedal, right? We got to get some depth. Receiver, one critique. It looks like the receiver kind of starts attacking his leverage. I'd like to see a little bit more of a weave here. Either way, we transition to the side run. We're in good shape. I always say, when you have outside leverage on a receiver and you're trying to run to your outside, don't be super aggressive chasing anything inside or chasing anything outside, right? If he wants to go outside, he's gonna have to run through you. So right here, he has to run through the DB. Throws the timing off. It's strapped. All right. I'm gonna talk about this a lot because you see it all happening all the time. Guys will think, oh, I didn't cross over, I'm good. But in reality, they're just opening the gate, throwing this arm out. So you have no ability, if he smacks his arm down, to get back inside, redirect back inside. Luckily, it was a good route. Luckily though, he's not running inside, so we're safe there. But like once you start running, you want to be getting into the receiver's hip. You don't want to be creating separation with your arm. So a lot of guys think, oh, I got my arm out, like I'm in good shape. In reality, you're creating separation, and good quarterbacks, good receivers, they're going to be able to take advantage of this separation right here. Either way, hey, eyes on the hip. We gotta have great body control. This is why we gotta work stuff like this. Work just reading a receiver's hips, being able to break down when he breaks down. And then we got to just aggressively drive back to the ball. It's a good job. The receiver kind of widens himself here, but all right, we break down on it. See the receiver is continuing upfield. Be nice and under control. We don't want to overrun it, right? We want to stay on his inside. Maybe do a little bit better job of tempoing it, so that way we don't have to slow down so much and then speed up all the way and feel like we're rushed. And right here, like I was saying before, right? Just making it too easy on the receiver. We're at the line of scrimmage. If you're gonna be pressed, right? Like we're up there to create disruption, disrupt the timing with the quarterback. If we're just gonna back up and open the gate like this, I mean, this is essentially routes on air for the receiver. So he sees that we're not anywhere near him. Receiver just breaks in. Super simple, easy completion. Yeah, those over routes when you're all playing off coverage, hey man, they're gonna be difficult. You just gotta, it's one where you just gotta drive. Once you see that stem, really kind of start anticipating the route and drive the receiver. Another one, we just swing our foot under us, open the gate, we're kind of rock back on our heels. And now just turns into a foot race. Luckily, ball's overthrown. But you see, like, being in a foot race right here. So he reaches for the arm, right? Tries to smack it down. Does smack it down. But you see this right arm start to kind of reach over. That arm, like that inside arm reaches over when you're running downfield, is going to slow you down every time. So slows him down a little bit. Now there's a little bit more separation. He looks back for the ball. That creates some late separation. Luckily, it's an overthrow. I know this is a big receiver, but that we got to be a little firmer at the catch point. I mean, it's a good break. Good job driving the receiver. I think we finally saw someone stay square at the line. Okay, we move our feet a little bit. Reach our left hand, reach both hands. So this right here, like, this is disrupting timing, right? All the receiver has to do, that's disruption right there. Great rep, great rep, great rep, great rep. So he disrupts timing. You can see it throws the receiver off the entire route. Like, the receiver is thinking about him, he's thinking about the corner. We're inside of him. He gives that little like nod to the outside, but we're not biting on it, right? He nods, but he ends up planting this left foot in the ground. That's not fooling anyone. We know he has to run through us. Then we just break back to the ball explosively. I mean, if the ball is any lower, that's a pick. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where is the flag? Oh my God. Like, can't be there. Nah, that ref's tripping. There is no flag there. That is lockdown coverage right there. Y'all let me know down in the comments what you think about this one, because that looks clean. That looks clean to me. Yeah, nah, ref wilding. No, that route's just that route's ridiculous to run in camps. Camps, one-on-ones, anything. Ooh, probably have to get a little bit better of a lean right here. So, you know, we're off coverage. We transition, feel them on our toes, transition into a side run, end up running. Right here, we got to work to, like, we're locating the ball, but we're not really leaning. I mean, you see he tries to lean, but he ends up looking too early, so now he's behind the receiver. There's that separation. Great throw. Gonna get you beat. But yeah, let me know down in the comments who you thought the best receiver, best DB was from this. I mean, it's a lot of talent, right? A lot of good reps, some reps, things we can learn from. But you know, overall, it's great work by both squads. We're gonna keep bringing y'all these. So yeah, I'm catch y'all next time.